Hello everyone! Today we're revealing WWF Raw's War from March 9th, 1998. First match, Ken Shamrock and Steve Blackman versus The Rock and Farouk, with Nation of Domination at ringside. Farouk and Blackman start things off with a stiff physical exchanges, but once Shamrock gets the tag, the match really gets going. The crowd erupts as Shamrock overwhelms both members of the Nation with pure intensity. The Rock eventually cuts him off and wants a pupil's elbow, but it barely slows Shamrock down. As Shamrock turns the momentum back in his favor, the rest of the nation storms the ring, attacking both Shamrock and Blackman to force a disqualification. After the bell, the real story begins. The Rock sends the nation away, determined to finish Shamrock on his own. But soon, The Rock regrets the decision as Shamrock snaps and chases Rock outside the ring and walks in the ankle lock on the floor. Rock screams for help, but Farouk refuses to let the nation step in, forcing Rock to endure the punishment until referees finally save him. The cracks within the nation continue to grow and Shamrock looks more dangerous by the weeks. We continue with Triple H and China heading to the ring, reminding everyone that WrestleMania 14 is officially X-rated. Discretion advised and completely ignored. Triple H warns Owen Hart that China may take things even further tonight if she feels like it. He then plays footage of Shawn Michaels super kicking Steve Austin over and over again, relishing the moment. Then, Shawn Michaels is shown at the Titan Throw inside a bar, cocky and confident as always. He brags about DX recruiting Mike Tyson and makes fun of Austin for thinking he's any different from anyone else that the Heartbreak Kid has already beaten. HBK promises that at WrestleMania he won't lay down for Austin or anyone, and he'll walk out still WWF champion. Next, WWF European Championship. Owen Hart defending versus Barry Windham with Jim Cornette at ringside. Triple H joined commentary for this match. Owen enters furious, immediately comforting Triple H before the match even begins. Once the bell rings, Windham uses his size and power to slow Owen down, repeatedly knocking him down. Owen tries to fight back with his technical style, but the match isn't going to stay clean for long. As Owen returns Windham to the ring, Cornette distracts the referee and China uses the moment, delivering a low blow to Owen. The referee counts Owen out, awarding Windham the match. Triple H laughs at Owen while Windham celebrates, but the celebration is short-lived as Bradshaw storms the ring and sends the NW star away to end the segment. Backstage, Jerry Lawler nervously interviews Paul Bearer and Kane. Bearer refuses to discuss The Undertaker, instead ranting about Kane's destruction of Vader. Suddenly, walkers begin swarming up and down. Bearer and Lawler panic and flee, leaving Kane alone, silently staring ahead as the supernatural tension continues to build. Match number 3, Brian Christopher with Jerry Lawler versus Aguila with Taka Michinoku. This match is fast-paced and athletic, with Aguila pleasing the crowd using high-flying offense. Christopher attempts to slow things down with power moves and constant help by his father. But the strategy doesn't seem to work as Aguila counters with aerial attacks, including a breathtaking dive to the floor. As Aguila continues gaining momentum, Lawler interferes, tripping Aguila while he's up on the top rope. The referee catches Lawler in the act and disqualifies Christopher. After the bell, chaos erupts as Christopher attacks Aguila, only for Taka Michinoku to make the save, sending Christopher crashing into Lawler to finish this segment. Stone Cold Steve Austin arrives at the arena and immediately heads to the ring. Austin grabs a microphone and unleashes his fury on Vince McMahon, furious over Vince calling Mike Tyson the baddest man on the planet. Austin declares that Raw isn't going anywhere until Vince comes out and says it to his face. He sits down in the ring, demands a beer, and dares anyone to remove him. Officials initially try, but wisely back off. Commissioner Slaughter also attempts to calm Austin down, but Austin verbally dismantles him as well. Finally, Vince McMahon reluctantly heads to the ring. Austin gets into Vince's face, demanding to know if Vince wants him to be WWF champion. Vince refuses to answer, which leads to Austin insulting him, ripping his jacket and daring Vince to take a swing. Vince backs down and leaves the ring, and Austin promises to beat Triple H tonight and vows that Shawn Michaels won't escape him forever. The WrestleMania 14 main event starts to feel even more important. After that, we get to Cactus Jack and Chainsaw Charlie versus the Quebecers. The match spews outside immediately, with all four men briefly brawling around ringside. Not long after, the match gets more calm. The Quebecers isolate Chainsaw Charlie, punishing him relentlessly while Cactus waits for the hot tag. Charlie survives just long enough to make it, and Cactus explodes into the ring, beating up both opponents with his offense. After a chaotic sequence, Cactus and Charlie pick up the win, but the celebration doesn't last long. Road Dogg appears, mocking the veterans and promising that WrestleMania will be far worse than anything they've experienced so far. As Cactus chases him off, Billy Gunn sneaks in and smashes Chainsaw Charlie with a chair. The Outlaws escape, once again leaving destruction in their wake. Following that, Paul Bearer brings Kane to the ring and warns The Undertaker that he should have never returned. Then suddenly, the lights go out, and when they return, The Undertaker is standing behind Kane. 2 seconds later, and the lights cut out again, and when they come back on, The Undertaker is gone. Bearer screams that at WrestleMania, Kane will send his brother back to the darkness forever. Next match, Goldust with Luna versus Mark Mero with Sable. To prevent interference, both Luna and Sable are handcuffed to the ring post. The match starts with Mero showing aggression and soon chasing Goldust outside the ring. However, Mero loses his momentum when Luna trips him, turning the tide. After the referee is accidentally knocked out, Goldust hits the curtain call and retrieves the handcuff key, making Luna free. Luna attacks Sable, smearing makeup across her face and choking her as officials rush down to restore order. Sable is finally freed and storms backstage in a rage, chasing Luna as the feud escalates toward its inevitable collision. Backstage, Goldust and Luna issue a challenge to Mark Mero and Sable for WrestleMania 14. A video package recaps Mike Tyson's involvement in WWF, followed by a tense Jim Ross interview. Tyson admits that he respected Steve Austin until he was disrespected. When questioned about being fair as the WrestleMania enforcer, Tyson coldly responds that fair is winning before walking out to end the segment. And now, the final match. Triple H with Chyna versus Savio Vega. Security surrounds the ring as Triple H enters, clearly aware of the Rattlesnake's intentions. The bell rings and Austin immediately storms down to the ring and he delivers stunners to officials and Savio Vega alike, sending the crowd into a frenzy. Then it happens again. Shawn Michaels appears from nowhere and blasts Austin with Swing Chin music. The X stands tall as Michaels and Triple H prepare to do even more damage with a steel chair, but Raw goes off the air before the final ball can land. This episode of Raw focused heavily on advancing WrestleMania 14. Steve Austin-Vince McMahon's rivalry starts boiling once again. DX tightens its grip with Mike Tyson firmly in their corner. The Nation of Domination continues to fracture. Kane and The Undertaker supernatural war continues. And the Sable, Luna, Goldust and Mark Mero saga finally heads toward its payoff. Raw may have been heavy on interferences, but the road to WrestleMania is getting clearer and the hype getting bigger. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more classic WWF reviews. Thanks for watching and until next time, I'll see you at ringside.